I'm basically marine archaeologist working in National Institute of Oceanography during last 2 decades or so. And when Dr. Dalal has written to me, can I present something here? So I thought, okay, it would be a good idea to whatever we have surveyed all along the Indian coast, what kind of human evidence we have got, and of course I can present here. And interestingly, sometimes when you are working in coastal area, you are expecting some sites which should be on the coast, but now in intertidal zone or subtidal zone. And sometimes when you are expecting some sites should be in the coastal area, but they are located far away from the coast. That always generates some kind of coastal movement has taken place during last a few centuries onward. Now this map I am showing this site showing pre-Indus civilization. The dates is 3200 to 2600 BC. Now you will see that Harappan are mostly now concentrated on western part of the Indian subcontinent, though there is a concentration also in Punjab and northern Rajasthan part is there. But if you look at next map, which is really something, Gujarat gets flooded in the next phase, that is 2500 to 1900 BC. But if you look at this growth of this civilization, especially in the civilization, and whatever paleoclimatic data are, have been presented, those says that is a peak of monsoon goes sometime to say 5000 or 6000 BP and start declining, and that is the what phase this represents, growth of Indus civilization. So now when they migrated towards the Gujarat, that is something very curious, because Gujarat is having say 1600 kilometers long coastline, so perhaps they were using this for maritime trade and commerce on the Gujarat coast. Because if you look at the Kutch area is not very suitable even for agriculture part, though Saurashtra and Kathiawar has a pocket of this agricultural land where they can really product and all, but Kutch is very interesting. Next map, if you will see it, see this is Kutch area where as of now whatever archaeological record suggests nearly about 60 to 70 mature Harappan sites. Mature means complete civilized fortified cities, town plannings are there. Whatever the characteristic features are there, those are present in all these sites. And one of them one of the sites, Dhola, which has been excavated in last 2 decades or so, this shows one of the biggest sites in Indian part of Harappan's domain, and this was more than 100 hectares. Even if you compare today, many villages in this vicinity, you will not see that kind of size and the kind of town planning, the kind of street layout, the kind of water harvesting system was amazing in this one. Why they will develop? So then question arises, why such a big, this area is like this, whether this was a paleo coast. And archaeology, if you want to understand if establishments of such sites, definitely indicating that scenario. Because if suppose present condition was there, I will prefer this coast rather than this area. Because you see this concentration is more rather than this side. So recently I had a discussion with some of the professors in MS University Baroda. They have lifted 2 coasts from this area, and they suggest there are some indication paleo water body of this Arabian Sea, but our result will come in next couple of years or so. Now again, this is around 2000 years old. Now if you look at here further, the 2 sites has come this side, but still this was occupied. And there is one interesting book called Periplus of Erythraean Sea, written by some unknown Greek author, which mentions this after river in Sindhu, there is a one gulf called Irion was extending towards the east. Maybe he was referring this kind of things. And it was navigable, but it was very difficult to navigate in this area. Now, while going through some of the older literature, I found Siwright has produced this map sometime 1907, and this map is based on the description provided by Arab historians around 8th century, and where it shows complete this part of Arabian Sea. And this was a complete open, nearly about 80-kilometer mouth is there. So here there was a port called Debal, here there was a port. And interestingly here Viraba, it is around 200 kilometers from the present Holy Creek if you actually measure in this area. And these were the islands, or very much where Dholangrawa is there. That was very much island, and it was approachable from this side. Now, this is one incident I have recorded from some of the publication, where 1808 Sindri Fort, which is located just on northern part of the Ran of Kutch, was drawn like this. But later on, around it, one big lake formed. If you remember 1819 earthquake, that is known as Allaban earthquake, has created huge 2,000 kilometer huge lake was formed around this one. So now some of us trying to reach this particular area, but in Google Map it is not traceable. Perhaps this was further collapsed, and maybe a layer of salt was formed over this one, so we cannot detect this particular structure anymore now. Now, on the basis of Harappan sites and their some kind of remains which suggest those should have been closer to the coast, I have drawn this coastline, and you will see this particular area has some changes has occurred. Whereas from here to here there is no change, because there are many sites just located on the coast. If you raise the sea level in this area, these will get flooded. Thus, it was a very local phenomenon where you can see some kind of coastal changes has taken place. And here I have taken this Ran of Kutch, the coast, as a paleo shoreline. Now, generally we have been asked what kind of archaeological evidence you are getting to suggest that this was a port or that kind of things. Now, direct, I don't think we are going to get some kind of structures and all those. The reason is simple. Gujarat has a very high tidal range, whether you take Gulf of Kutch or you take Gulf of Candé. During high tide, they will bring boat as high as up to, say, up to the beach area. There they will anchor their boat, they will do cleaning, and they will do loading, unloading. This is today's condition. Just imagine during, say, historical times when really the type of technology was not there. So why they will construct any such structure? They will rather use the tidal phenomena for their maritime activity and all. However, you are getting sometimes this kind of a stone anchor which suggests they were anchoring their boat in the intertidal zone area. Now, one more, how geomorphology has recently changed. We were exploring this one Harappan site at Pindarkheda. We noticed some kind of depression is there, and that was marked in the present map also. There was one creek, is called as Kindari Creek, but when we encountered one map of 1865, we have seen this particular area, this particular site was approachable through this creek and also from Porbandar Creek. Now, why we were curious, because from this particular site we got this stone, and this stone was used as a stone anchor for the boat. So then, now we can conclude that boats used to reach even up to middle of 19th century up to this particular area. Now here some of the sites in Bet Dwarka Island, that is Okhamandal region. So during low tide it gets completely exposed, and high tide is about 1 meter water you will see. Here this is the cliff area which is regularly being destroyed by the sea, but it is just more erosion rather than anything else. And here, just you can look at here, within 1 or 2 meters from the coastline, we have a leaded branch where we are getting habitation much below than this present sea level. Now, if you look at this one on the basis of those trenches which we laid down on the coastal area, so 3 trenches goes below the sea level, and on the basis of these things, we try to reconstruct the size of the Bet Dwarka Island, and you will see nearly about 60% of the size of Bet Dwarka Island has been increased. That suggests due to say erosion or due to say sea level, I mean maybe earthquake also. This sea level has come up many places, and many places it has gone down. Now here again, this is the Saurashtra coast where we were working. This particular area get exposed during low tide. Just you can see it is 300 meters from the coastal area. Just you look at close-up photograph of this one. You have remains of a temple, Shiva temple, and this is again this is yoni of that Shiva temple. These all these suggest comparative study what we have made around 10 to 11th century. That means 10 to 11th century this was very much on the land, but now during last 1000 something has happened, and now these things are in intertidal zone area. Now this is just a story of 50 to 60 years before. There is a east of Nowlakhi, if you remember Nowlakhi port in the Gulf of Kutch, around 100 kilometers east, this port was very much active around 50 to 60 years before, and boats up to 200 tons used to come up to this port, but now it is no more active and it is simply abandoned. So this again suggests so much rapid change in the coastal form, which is really affecting maritime trade and commerce, and perhaps these are the things which also led sometimes collapse of civilization, collapse of a particular settlement in a particular place. Now this is the last slide I have, but it is not from Gujarat, but it is from the East Coast Tamil Nadu. Now we have got a map in one of the museum in Trancovar, also called as Tarangambadi. So there is a drawing of this fort. Their shoreline has been shown in this particular, here, where we draw present shoreline, it comes something like this. The remains of this fort you can see here is still, those are visible. This is a Dutch fort, and just you can see now they have some protection wall they have made. Now this is another around 2000 years town, is Pompuhar. We get plenty of brick structure in intertidal zone area. Along with this we get a lot of pottery and all those things which archaeologically we have dated around say Christian era. So this is one of the recent findings from Mahabalipuram, which is say about 12 to 1300 years old. We have a huge temple remains in this particular area. That suggests again something might have happened in recent years, and these around 5 to 6 places the temple remains we have got. So on water depth is 7 to 8 meters. But here you cannot simply assign to sea level rise, because 7 to 8 meter rise of sea level really is going to be affecting a huge area, entire area. So this is perhaps coupled with 2-3 things. Maybe one tectonic, another maybe coastal erosion, and maybe a little bit sea level also. That is difficult to say. So these are some of the things which I have presented to you, and definitely we would like to say, answer if you please.